On April 27th, I recommended selling these motion sickness glasses. Quite the eyesore of a product, but these things, they're money makers. I knew that this product was going to take off this month based on a couple of key factors that I covered in that video. In just 30 days, the average monthly units sold in this niche increased by 369%, and sellers saw their revenues increase by thousands of dollars, all while competition stayed very low. It's probably too late to begin selling this product right now, but today we're going to be covering a product that is showing identical trends, and it will surely surpass these numbers. Let's do it. Welcome back to another episode of our top products to begin selling on Amazon for this up and coming month. My name is Josh with Debt to Dollars. I cover these videos every month to tell you what are the best products and the latest trends so you can find a profitable product to begin selling this coming month. Today we'll be covering the top niche, high demand, and innovative products to begin selling in the month of June of this year. Before we get into the products, I want to mention that I do provide a product research service where I'll actually go out and I'll find you a profitable product to begin selling based on my requirements and based on your requirements that you provide me. These products tend to be better investments than the ones in this video, and if you're watching this video and you want to sign up for my service, sign up with the 20% off link in the description and message me June 2022 to receive free advertising keywords on your first order. All right, so let's get started with the products for this month, and we're going to start off with the niche product for June. So our first product is the niche product of the month, and this is a product that typically has very low competition. For this month, we're looking at the mattress lifters to change sheets. So this is a tool that will allow customers to quickly and easily change sheets on their mattresses, and it's just a quick and innovative way of doing so. So looking at the data for this niche, we can quickly see that the average monthly units sold is 905. I typically like this number to be above 1,000, but for these niche and lower competition products, it's not always that high. So, this is something just to keep an eye out, but I assume next month, especially once we get into the search volume trend, I assume next month that this will surpass 1,000, if not double the number that it is currently. The average monthly price is around $56. This is somewhat saturated to some different products. As you saw when we were looking through all of those different listings that were on that top results page, some of them were not this identical product that would match the mattress lifters to change sheets. It was a different product to secure sheets down. Those tend to be a little bit more expensive. So I'd say a fair price for this type of product would be about $20 to $25 if you're selling two of them. Monthly search volume is very low at 315. However, we are seeing some great trends. Over the 30-day search trend, we're seeing plus 151% and 90-day at 143%. Great volume that is increasing there, even though it's somewhat minor here. Competition is very low. Niche score an 8 out of 10, very good in low seasonality. So I'm going to take you down to the historical search volume for the past 6 months here. As you can see, it was very stable at about, I'd say, 30 to 40 searches a month. Very low and probably not a product that we would be interested in. However, come springtime, we saw a dramatic rise in search volume, and with it peaking in April. And as you can see, it's come down now into May, and we're seeing about 80 searches per week with this data being shown. Now, why do I like this product so much? Let me show you the average units sold month over month. Now, this graph below is showing the past 2 years, so it's 24 months of data. Now, what really caught my eye is last year in June, we saw a dramatic increase in units sold from May to March, which is right about now and when you should begin selling these to really hit this peak. Now, the reason why this happened last year, I'm not entirely sure. It may just have something to do with the seasonality of people moving, and this is a common time that people move into new homes, and therefore they're looking for these type of products to solve problems that they may have. I expect this same trend to continue happening in 2022, with June being the peak, if not early July being the peak for this type of product. As you can see, from July to the end of the year in 2021, we saw fairly stable average units sold, hovering right below 3,000 units sold. Still very high for a product of this caliber, and a good opportunity to create a brand from this or even wholesale it. So I'm going to take you into Alibaba now, and we can take a look at some of these products. As I mentioned before, it's very, very common to see this same product, and we do not want to begin selling the same identical product unless we are wholesaling, purchasing these in bulk and then reselling them at market value. So I'm going to scroll down here, and what I would personally do is I would find a product that is different than the rest, like this one right here. Still cheap at $1 a unit, but it has a different design and different colors. So even if you had a red color, it would stand out very easily from this blue color as someone's scrolling by. And there's a high tendency that that customer is going to actually see that red color before the blue because it's an outlier from all those other different listings. So it's a great way to differentiate yourself. I recommend going this route versus just fitting in with the crowd and selling this blue normal design. All right, moving on to our second product, which is our high demand product for the month of June. For this month, we're going to be taking a look at the niche of rainbow tissue paper. Now, before we get into the details, the high demand product is great for wholesalers. Again, that means you're purchasing at bulk. You're not putting a brand or a label on it, and then you're just reselling it and on Amazon in the US at fair market value. You can either create a new listing in doing so, or you can hop on an existing listing if there are no listing restrictions for that listing. So if we click one of these sellers, Amazon's choice seller here, we can see that they're easily making over 400 to 500 sales consistently each and every month. Now that equates to about, I'd say about $5,000 to $6,000 in revenue, and with a 40% profit margin for a product like this, I'd say you're looking at $2,000 to $3,000 a month per profit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the data and give you some more insight why I really like this product for the high demand one this month. First off, it's an arts, crafts, and sewing that is typically a lower populated niche in comparison to home and kitchen, sports and outdoors, toys and games. So it provides more opportunity for you to reach the higher search ranks in a much quicker pace. Average monthly units sold, close to 4,000, a very high number as we would expect for a very high demand product. The average monthly price is around $11, I would say. I see it competitively selling for about $9.99. And now it does range how many pieces you're going to provide, but we'll get into that here in a second. Monthly search volume, about 1,500, positive 30 and 90-day search volume trends. Competition very low, and surprisingly, a very high niche score of a 9 out of 10. Typically for our high demand product, it does not have a very high niche score. Jungle Scout usually rates these on the lower scale because competition's usually higher. But in this case, you found the best of both worlds. We found a very high demand product with very low competition. Moving down to the search volume, and for the past 2 years, what we're looking at here is very stable and I'd say relatively consistent demand. It does fluctuate between 100 to 300 searches per week, as we can see from this data set, but all in all, it's still a very stable uptrend if you were to draw a line just going right up from the bottom left to the bottom right. If we take a look on Alibaba for a supplier and a type of product that we may want to sell in this niche, we can see that these are very inexpensive per sheet. And you see this first seller, it's not even a penny. It's cheaper than, it's 1/10 of a penny at its best unit price. But the catch is you do have to order quite a bit. So you're going to be ordering 20,000 pieces is their minimum order quantity. You can continue going down this page. Any of these would work. So I would say to find a verified supplier, you can do that by selecting the filters here. And I'd go with one of these suppliers that meets your budget that you want to spend. And then go ahead and look at what the most competitive sellers are packaging these. If it's in 1,000 pieces, 500 pieces, I'm not entirely sure, but I would go with whatever the most popular amount of quantity is. And then also take a look at that if that provides you enough sales price in order to minimize your FBA fees. On to our final third product, which is our innovative product. This is a product that we're starting to see great signs of demand growth and search volume growth, but it may not just be fully developed yet, and it usually shows a product that has out-of-the-box thinking, so something innovative. As we can see here, this is our product for the month. This is the dog canopy for outside. In 2022, I've been saying this, I cannot stress it enough. Pet supplies is by far my favorite category to be selling in because it's providing a lot of growth in that area in comparison to the existing competition that's currently in the market. So for this product, as you can tell, the designs are very similar, just a bunch of different colors, and some have logos, as you can see from the one right there. But the designs are essentially very similar to all of the sellers that are on here. You can see on this top listing pages, there are some sellers with about 1,000 reviews, which is a good number, but there are also the majority, a lot that have under 50 reviews. So this is always good news as a new seller entering the market, and it gives you hope that within a couple months you could actually be on the top listing page if you provide a competitive price, you have good marketing, and you also have a great product. Moving over to the data, we can see a lot of great information here that we're about to dive into. So first, average monthly units sold is over 1,000. That's a check mark for me. The average monthly price is around $50, and I've seen it fluctuate between $49 to actually on the higher end towards $60. So that's gonna give you a lot of room for margin, assuming that you can package this fairly tightly and have your consumer build it. That will limit your FBA fees at Amazon. And then moving over to the search trends, we have a whopping 851% for the 30-day and 241% increase for the 90-day. Competition is low, niche score a 7 out of 10. And then Jungle Scout is rating this very low seasonality. However, I would suggest that this actually is, medium seasonality if I had to actually rate it. You're gonna see a lot of demand between March and about October every year, but during those winter months for a lot of the northern United States, you're not going to see a whole lot of demand, as you can see in this 6-month search volume trend below. So from November the whole way until March, there were a decent bit of searches. I'd say about 100 searches per week, if not a little less. But it's not something that is going to see spikes in demand throughout those winter months, and that's just something you have to accept. So how can we procure one of these products? If we go to Alibaba, we can see some of the similar designs. I do recommend branding this product. This is not one you want to wholesale. Brand this product with your logo, maybe a different color, possibly a different design and feature. But as we can see here, this unit rate is about $22. I wouldn't go after this one and sell it for $50 because you're already at 50% without shipping, close to 50%, just for your product manufacturing and the cost per unit. Now I'm sure if you ordered more pieces, more than 6, they're willing to give you a discount, but that isn't one that I would chase after. I would say one like this, between the $7 to $10 range, these two right here would work for me. It just provides you enough stability in your sales price. If you price it at about $50 and your unit rate is about $7 with maybe $3, $4 of shipping, this is going to give you the best chance to hit that 35 to 40% profit margin, which you definitely want to be with a product like this. So we can go ahead and we can click one of these listings just to get a better idea of how this is actually going to be assembled. If we go to the far right here, we can quickly see that this comes already disassembled, so the consumer will actually have to put this together, which is what you want as a seller because it really limits your FBA fees. That way you can package this into a tighter box and not just ship this massive box with this canopy inside. All right, I appreciate you guys watching today. This has concluded our video for June. Make sure to subscribe if you're looking for the next month's top products, as I'll be releasing these videos on the 1st of every month.